stuff at least. Instead of these StarCraft 2 streams where we're all sat not talking about StarCraft and everyone's just dead silent for 4 hours, now we have sports talk. Alrighty, let's do some Serral versus herO action. Man, what a treat to watch these two get into play. Imagine we could have seen it at EWC but didn't come around. I'm absolutely fascinated as to whether Serral looks in shape in ZvP still. I mean, ZvP looked monstrous during EWC. And he takes on herO, who has always had such a fun take on kind of PvZ, but EWC not this year, but last year, it was actually where herO looked maybe the best he ever did at PvZ. And he came with such a macro focus, kind of cool style, looked so confident in those games. I feel like he's not looked like that in a while, and to me that was his best shot at taking down Serral. He was very close. Serral just squeezed out the series against him back then. I don't know if herO matches up as well against Serral in the current day, in the current era, right? So yeah, I feel as though this is going to be an interesting little match to see where these two are at against each other. We'll see what's happening. I'm like a kindergarten teacher talking about matching colors. Yeah. I know. This is, I mean, but that's what it just comes down to, right? It's like, oh, I think these colors look nice together. All right. The EWC 2024 match was amazing. Probably herO's peak. Yeah, to me, that's what I think too. When you talk about herO's PvZ, it's hard for me not to mention that tournament. But like I say, it was almost like a different herO as well. Like that was absolutely like herO who could play late game PvZ to an extremely ridiculously good level, and it was so wild because no one. I talked about this a lot this year at EWC because last year no one really expected herO to come in and to play like that, right? We expected herO to come in to play like herO, and he didn't. He looked incredible, which is why he came into EWC this year. I was like, oh my god, I've got no idea what to expect out of herO, because last year when he showed up at EWC, he leveled up. You know, he came in and played so much beyond expectation that it's hard not to think that he might just do it again this year. And he didn't. Right? The games he played were solid, but it was not the different kind of style. It was exactly what we expected of herO. Last year really was just an anomaly where I feel like he just figured PvZ out and was like, huh, I figured this out. I'm going to save this for the biggest tournament of the year. Really didn't feel the same way this time around. And just like I say, came in playing a lot of the stuff we expected him to be playing. As we get this game number 1 of the best of 7 up and running. Where is Serral? That's not Serral's home. It says cabin. I actually don't know where it is. Maybe it's his new home. Maybe he moved out. Maybe he moved out. Talent coming down. Oracle and the Adept coming through. The Warp Gate building up as we take a few moments here. The link speed is not too far from completing. And the Overlord can take a turn away from the main base, pulling back out through the top side of the map and back into the middle. The Adept is going to come shading about for a little bit as well. 2 Adepts join up together, link speed on the way. And again, the few drones on the hatchery continue to come around here. Couple of Queens still building up as well. Just going to be having the Oracle and the Warp Gate still building. Nexus on the way through. A couple of Probies in production as well. And we just have ourselves the Zerglings heading down to the bottom side. As we just have the Warp Gate continue to build up. A couple of Adepts will go shading around. And again, the Twilight Council, the Gateway, the Nexus, a bit of everything on the way through here from herO. A couple of simulators continuing to build. Obviously that Twilight Council going to be what I have our eyes on. It's a Twilight after just 2 Oracles. It's a pretty standard 3rd Oracle coming up, so there's not going to be any kind of overly kind of aggressive play here. We're starting on Maganatha, which is obviously a pretty big map as well. Probably one of the more macro maps we're going to get in this series. So, kind of gives us the opportunity to maybe open with a big game, right? It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out as you just see the couple Oracles will peel away towards the top. You have to really find any damage early. Anytime you see Serral play that early game ZvP, it's really when you have the opportunity to kind of realize early on, you're like, oh my god. But you just kind of recognize, you realize just how freaking good he is, because he just does not take that early game damage that so many other players struggle with, as that is a lag spike from... No one's owning up to it yet. Is that me?
Game paused.
I was going to say, no one's owning up to it. I mean, I said that's me just because it's like, is it actually just on my side? My ping looks kind of normal. No one else was saying anything. I was like, oh my god, is no one else seeing this? But the pause came through. Take a moment or two, and looks like we will resume. I mean, that was seen by everybody. That was not just a herO moment. Might have been Serral. Serral had issues yesterday. He's now very quiet. Might be checking something. Camera messing him up again. Ooh. The cameras, no. Whoop. Oh, it is Serral. I see. Yeah, he might have to turn the camera off. Yep, alright. Better to turn that off and just get some smooth sailing here. So we'll lose a player cam. Otherwise, we'll get back to this and resume into game number 1 of this best of 7. So, losing some camera action, sorry guys, but obviously we'd rather players play with no lag.
Game resumed.
Couple oracles flying through, a couple creep teamers going down, the queens will just be there. Going to be seeing a couple more creep teamers coming about as well. Queen's going to fire, oracle's going to activate a few drones going down, so some damage being done. Going to be seeing the oracle, the few probes, and the assimilator continue to come up as well currently. A few drones going down, just going to see the +1 missiles and that roach speed building up as well, so we get that on the go. Going to see the couple of lings, obviously not going to get very far. The Stalker's in an immediate position just to deal with that, so no problem at all in that regard. Temple Archives will be starting, and a few extra gateways on the way out. We had Blink to that as well. Oracles will activate. Just see a couple of the creep teamers being picked away out here. Just going to get a few of those picked off as the Queens will fire up onto the Oracles also. You can see just trying to replace some of that creep spread. Look at what's been lost this game. 3 drones, 1 Ovi, 1 Ling. It's really, for 6.5 minutes in, not bad at all. And when you consider it's herO who oftentimes finds so much of that damage early in the game, really says a lot about just how comfortable Serral is defending this early aggression, pushing it back, and continuing to put himself into better and better positions time and time again. Oracles and the Stalkers step through. A couple creep teamers will be going down. The Stalkers will clean up a few of those as Storm and the Charge all coming about. There is the Fleet Beacon on the way out right now as well. Stalkers firing, 1 Queen going down. Just going to see the rest of the Stalkers still gathering about there. Storm and the Charge. +1 attack all coming in. The Lings, the Roaches, the Hydras would like to go running after this as well. We will see the units trying to escape on out of there. Storm, +1, Charge again. A bit of everything coming through and online. Add a couple cannons and a battery into play for now. Continue to get that going. Rings and Hydras continue to settle here. Roach Hydra Ling just going to go for a couple of steps forward, so we take a few moments right now. I'm just going to be seeing the Stalker's going to start getting jumped on a little bit. Storm's already going to have to play defense on the left side. First Hydra splitting away. Serral on 72 drones obviously wants to get a lot out of this. herO's on his way up to the Tempest. To get there, that's going to help eventually, but not going to help straight away as the Ling Roach continues to come through. Well, I'm just going to split apart a few of them. Going to hit that 4th base, try and take that down. We still have a good amount of Storms available. High Templars are healthy when it comes to their energy. And the first Tempest will be out, which obviously starts to put some constant damage output on this army. Serral almost doubling the army supply here with this attack. Only one Storm left, maybe an energy recharge or something to help us out, because we could really do with that. Storm does land. Serral dove in and killed off the High Templar. The Oracles will begin to drop here to the Hydras in the background. Trying to pull those back to a little bit of safety. We need enough Hydras to fight off the Tempest as well. I don't know if we've got that. Overall, the numbers still very good for Serral. There's very little army supply left for herO in comparison. Just need to make sure we have enough anti-air to fight off the Tempests for the next little bit of time. herO coming up, Hydras and the drones coming through. The +2 missiles and the tunneling claws continue to build as well. We just have the probe going to come across, build the Nexus onto the base, put that in position there. And again, a couple of Tempest shots are going to fire. Roach already taking some damage. Again, +1 air weapons and the +2 attack upgrade building also as the Nexus will go down. A couple of the Roaches will get picked away at. Roaches and the Hydras are going to try and push back over. Still denying the fourth if nothing else is nice. Serral's snuck up to kind of 76 workers from the 72 he started this attack at, so a few drones sneaking in there along the way. Again, the Tempest count is a bit of a problem perhaps. I mean, at this stage we might just kind of work our way toward the, as Infestation pick comes up, maybe just Hive and then just make our way to Vipers to abduct some of those Tempests. Cannon there's going to be the detection to stop these Roaches having easy access in. It's a quick warp in to help as well. Roaches will burrow to get through ASAP. Uh-oh. Hydra's just going to find the Tempest completely on their own, undefended. 2 go down, 4th base cancelled again. Serral picking herO apart right now. Just those Roaches kind of distracting herO way too much. It's a nice Storm, but the Lings are going to close the distance. No Storm on the Lings. Still no Storm on the Lings. The Lings actually just get to dominate a little bit at the front. The Hydras did eat the Storms, though, which means there's maybe not enough anti-air to keep going. Now the Roaches pop back up in the main base, still looking for more. herO just scrambling together any defense he can find. And Serral still just cranking out. Well, Hydras, Lings, the Hive is building, so we will get some additional tech soon, but not just yet. How much does Serral still want to push the issue right now? The problem is if he lets up the pressure, you give herO a chance to maybe re-establish the High Templar count, a lot of the tech units, maybe even get into a scary Tempest count again. And those are things which I think Serral doesn't want to give herO the chance to get back to, and that's why he's still staying aggressive in this game, but at the same time, continuing to be aggressive introduces problems where you're trying to be aggressive when maybe it is just time to let up and get the tech online and to go from there. I think at this point you wait for Vipers, no? We're moments away from just build 2 Vipers, consume them up. Oh, he's going to throw the Ultra Cavern down immediately. Okay. Just have the 1 Viper in. It's kind of fine too, just going to take a few moments. Ultras will be the follow-up then. We're already building Immortals though from herO, which is absolutely what you want when Ultras are going to be on the way. Immortals really make Ultras look a little bit silly. We have got the 2 Vipers building from Serral. It does take a while. You got to build them, you got to get energy on them, you got to fly them across the map. We're talking about a minute and a half probably overall. I think that minute and a half is worth giving to herO because it does strengthen your attack so much, especially when the Tempests have been such a problem. The big issue may just be the Mothership. That's something which we're not really going to be able to deal with via Vipers. Just going to start attacking now. First Storm doesn't do much of anything. Feelings getting towards that High Templar there. Coming in from 2, 3 sides. Serral, from every ramp possible, is going to make his way up. The High Templar is still not firing there. Are the Storms to the south side? Are the Hydras enough on the right? herO's supply is plummeting. What an attack from Serral. I thought he was going to end up waiting for the Vipers, but he didn't. He set up an amazing surround, and he's going to cancel the 4th base again, but this time it's not even about the 4th. This time he truly reset this army of herO to its very core. It is a few Stalkers left over, an energy recharging High Templar, and that is truly about it. So really not much of anything. Mothership, Immortal pressing through. Another Storm coming down. Ling Hydra will step in. Time Wolf going to get dropped as well. That train to the top right side. The base coming up. A couple of Vipers are indeed making their way across the map. As you are going to see our units going to start pressing through. A couple of Lings stepping forward. The Vipers nearby. Abducting an Immortal. I mean, at this point you only need to abduct a couple of things. I don't think the Vipers are that important at this stage. But hey, abducting an Immortal straight in is only ever going to help you out, right? I think abducting the Stalkers might be a little unnecessary, to be honest. As hey, those Hydras actually taking some damage off the Mothership. It did okay, but again, it's just numbers game right now. Serral's going to kill all the probes here. It's going to be a Stalker warping that will do a lot to shut this down in the end, but herO's playing with sub 50 supply. It's unrealistic to see him winning this one out from here. And Serral, aggression into more aggression into a little bit of tech before more. especially on, at least from what I understand, I feel like an AGM is like 4.4, 4.5k MMR sometimes. Kind of crazy, no? I don't know what MMR Steadfast is at, but it's kind of sad how low, how easy it can be to get into GM nowadays. When you think back to what it used to be like. If it is like 4.4 for 5, 4.4, 4.5 for reference, like, I never made GM in my life, but I've been like 900 MMR above that in the past. 4.7-ish. I mean, that's still kind of, like, to me, being to me, GM is like, to me, 5k is a milestone. That comes before GM, right? Oh, that's kind of crazy. You're stuck at 4.1, you're saying there's a chance? Yeah. I mean, in this day and age, apparently so. Yeah, GM is, it's kind of wild, because I feel like if I wanted to, I could push and get GM if I felt like it, but, like, you know when I have no drive to do this, specifically because I just don't think it would feel good, you know? Like, in the past, getting GM would have been incredible. Nowadays, I just don't feel like it would feel like anything, you know? Tell you what is going to feel like something. There's 12 pool drone pull. Serral, talk about getting a little bit cheeky here, is going across the map, and you know what hero's done, guys? The no scout. This is over. You don't win this game as hero unless you royally screw up the micro here as Serral. I would bet against that that's ever going to happen. This should be a guaranteed win. Like, there's no unit on the way. The pylon dies. This game ends. GG. Serral 2, Hero 0. Sandworm for map 3 of this best of 7. In the top right-hand corner, Serral. Unlikely to do the same again. And Pylon is a shorter rushed map as well, which is probably part of the reason you go for it. As hero in the bottom left is the blue Protoss player. He's down 0-2. He's got some digging to do to get out of this ditch he finds himself in right now. Time to try and find a way out of here. Lord Probe, Pylon. A little bit of everything coming through for a few moments as we get settled down. Gateway and the Probe coming up. Add the drone on as well. Gate and the gas coming through as well. Probe across the map, scouting this time. Serral already puts the hatchery down in plenty of time, so no blocking going to be done. And hero just going to be getting there to see that Serral is not up to any mischief. Going into a game 3 at least. Hatch gas, spawning pool. Everything is pretty much as regular as it can get for the moment. Next is dropping down, so we get that underway. Cybercore, Nexus, just continue to pull about. Just going to be seeing the probe coming through, the assembler coming around. And Cybercore, so going to come about for now as the couple queens and the lings will continue to build up just for the moment. Second speed, drones and queens. We'll continue to build. The Stargate and the Nexus continues to get going. The Adept is going to be continuing through. And yeah, the Stargate going to be finishing up. In a few moments' time, the Warp Gate will build. The link speed about halfway done. Couple queens. We'll see what the Stargate coming up. We'll see what hero can find. Gotta recall that first game defense from Serral, just so solid against the Oracles, not letting them do really anything. Like, You know, 6.5 minutes, 3 drones, a Ling and an Overlord. It's such minimal damage. And like I say, it's minimal damage against most players, but then you're talking about herO, who constantly finds so much damage because his control is so good. And it's hard not to kind of gush a little bit over Serral in that scenario where he's just so consistently able to pull out that defense and just limit what can be done early. Look at this game from Serral, man. He's going wild with the build orders. This is a fast 2-base lair. What a completely wild choice to go into here. Is this a Nidus or is this something else? I mean, we have 4 queens, nothing else just yet. Link speed done. Hatchery now starts. Few links start up. Nidus is my first go-to. I mean, how much gas are we on? We're on just 1 gas, so it can't really be any 2-base lair tech. This Phoenix is going to come in, look for an Overlord, but more importantly, I think this Phoenix would love a scout and does see the lair. Wonder if that changes a little bit of Serral's plan. Now he takes 2 more gases on the natural. Is there a world he throws down a Spire? Like, those gases did not seem super quick, but he's going to have the gas to go straight into a Spire if he wants to. So does Hydroden. This is something he did a while back as well, right? There was a time where the 2-base Hydroden was a little bit of a thing in ZvP, and Serral used it on a rare occasion. To me, and this probably makes a lot more sense than the Spire, and also the gas adds up a little bit more favorably for that as well. Oracle gets rid of a couple of creep teamers. The Queen's there to try and play the zone. Lings will see the fast third next from herO, so he's not afraid, man. Should he be afraid, actually? Like, Ling Hydra starts to build here. Hydra speed is on the way. Oracles are going to try and find stasis wards. Serral not going to respond to this stasis ward. Half a mineral line and a queen getting caught when you're playing a low eco build. That's a significant portion of your economy shut down for a while here. Another couple of drones in the gas that get caught as well. So we're seeing these oracles and stasis wards really putting work in right now. I don't know if I love this second Stargate. Is that a read thinking that this is a Spire when obviously we can see that it is not a Spire? Depth Shade into Lings and Hydras here. He did not know about the Hydroden until just now, I believe. Unless is he still just going to go for this Stargate? I feel like that's crazy if he does. He's adding on cannons. Static defense obviously will have a lot to say about this. The Oracle, I mean, in theory, Serral just needs enough anti-air to make sure the Oracles are not too much of a problem. There's going to be 4 on the map, going to 5. I mean, these Oracles can overwhelm. Realistically, like, these Oracles can get to an overwhelming point where they can actually fight low numbers of Hydras. So maybe this is the right call, especially because Serral's shown up with honestly not that many Hydras just yet. We can't let these Hydras die to Adepts. You've got to keep every single Hydra alive here. Here come the Oracles. They're going to commit in. The Hydras go running. Yeah, they know what's up. They realize they can't take that fight. The Lings are just left to fight the Adepts. Serral thinks about turning around, decides not to. I think this one is coming crashing down on Serral. That was a perfect defense from herO. The choice for more Oracles was spot on, because he knew that Serral couldn't afford that many Hydras, especially with some of the drones on gas being caught in stasis and so on. In the bottom left, with the advantage still, of course, our red Zerg player. Leading 2-1 will be Serral. Top left, bringing one back. Good choices. His aggression was the defense in that last game. Love to see it. The Adepts being aggressive. The Oracle stays warding. The good choice of how to deal with it all. After he threw Serral off, the Oracle's overwhelmed and able to make a map win for herO in this best of 7. Want to see some Swarm Host action? Hey, not a bad map for Swarm Hosts. A little bit of left side, right side ledges you can utilize. Not sure we're going to see it, but not a bad call if you want to see some. Maybe Persephone could be it. I think the biggest problem with Swarm Hosts on this map is that once Swarm Hosts are used, it's a little bit too easy just to attack directly down into your opponent afterwards, right? Or up into your opponent. But in this case, mostly down from herO's point of view. Is this the final? No, this is the lower bracket round 2. So this is top 6 of the tournament. The winner of this moves into top 4 and will play in the offline finals in Paris. The loser of this is not eliminated because Classic forfeited. The loser of this actually gets a second chance. Will play against Zaun for that final spot in Paris. Nexus In production, Cybercore building, hatch in the pool still coming up. Hatch, gas, and spawning pool all on the way in. Nexus and Cybercore will build and get that settled down for a few moments. We'll finish this up again. Cybercore still building about. Nexus halfway done. Target will build. No surprises just yet, really. Kind of an eye on Serral's build order, to be honest. 2 games in a row, some funky stuff from him. Do they play against Zound today? Yes, the loser of this plays against Zound today. This is the last match. That will be the last match before everything else is played offline. Like I say, we will definitely not cover that match because I might still not make it to the end of this series, depending on how long it takes from here. But other streams will be covering it. Like I said, I'll host you guys up over to someone covering that when we get to that stage. Healings will go moving about. With the Stargate coming online, the Wargate building. Things in the Wargate all building up. This is going to nibble. Overworld will take some damage. Link speed still building through. Have the Oracle and the Wolf Gate building for now. Hatchery and the drones coming online. The Oracle still very much so coming through here. I think it's actually kind of a fun unit to get out of that Stargate, and hero's been building a couple of times now, so Oracle into Phoenix, and decide what he wants to do next. Not continue with Stargate unit production just yet. He has the gas and the minerals for it, so going to see if he decides to build it at some point. Twilight and the Forge goes down first. If it was just an Oracle into this, it'd maybe scream Glaives, but because it's a Phoenix as well, maybe not quite the case. So the Queen's going to shoot. Oracle will take a few shots. Some missiles coming in. Land the Rotron coming up as well. Study again, the Observer coming through. Robobay going about. Robo facility dropping down. Charge on the +1 building. The Adepts are going to commit. Or at least threaten to commit. And of course, a little bit of lost mine time. Shutting the wall off there with the drone as well. Serral tries to make sure that this can't do much of anything. The Robobay really is such a fun choice at this point of the game. I guess we're rushing up toward Colossus. Serral going to go straight to Infestation Pay. I love that because it means that he's going to have access to move in toward the... He has access to move into towards Hive, and obviously Vipers would be very good against the Robobay units, especially in a game where there's no Temple Archives yet, so there's no feedbacks to play against the Vipers with also. I did Den too, so it does just look like we head straight in towards like Viper Lurker. And like I say, I think honestly, Serral will be pretty happy with what he's up against for the moment at least. What's up? Silentcast HD, thanks for using your Prime on the channel. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for priming us up. Thank you so very much. Appreciate it. 10+1 on the charge coming through. Senate Dumble lines of building. The Prism and the Colossus coming up as well. Now Robobay getting that extended thermal lens on the go. Oracle coming through, a couple of creep teamers getting picked away at. Prism, etc. on the way out as well here. And a couple of creep teamers are being knocked down at the moment. Some creep spread being cleaned out. Temple Archives, the Gateways, the Colossus. Building for now. A couple of gates still coming online as well. Not far from seeing the Hive kicking into play. And Immortals, the Temple Archives building up also. And just seeing the Ling Roach still gathering out the front. Couple of Zerglings getting chased away. The Adept shot's going to be good. Fleet Beacon on the way up. As herO definitely looking for the later stages. Storm now on the way too. I think there's going to be a timing window here for Serral. But he can hit with Vipers maybe just before Storm finishes. It's going to be pretty close. Storm might be... I guess with Chrono Boost, Storm might actually be done in time. It'll be big for herO to help him to fend this off. This upcoming fight could be dangerous. Depends how many High Templar there are as well. A couple mortals need to be not trapped, realistically. Feedbacks are going to be super important too. If you can feedback down the Vipers, then you can do a lot towards kind of fixing the problem before it becomes a problem, I suppose. All the upgrades finishing up from Serral as well, so it's all lining up. Maxed out, Vipers ready, upgrades done. Pretty much time to go. Oracle on that far right-hand side. Can activate, get rid of a Zergling. And there's the rest of the units moving their way up towards the top of the map. Ready to push in. A couple of Adept shots, getting rid of a Zergling already as well. Say this is what it's going to come down to. Storm's available. The Storm's going to force Serral to split. That's 3 of the Storms going down. Now they killed a High Templar. Forces the Archon. Remember, the Vipers have stayed back, and we don't have any energy right now for feedbacking. Okay, there's actually a couple High Templars still left, so maybe we do have some feedbacks available. We abduct in 2 Immortals and the Phoenix. The Phoenix I don't love so much about being abducted. There's the Roaches. Standing decently strong at the front. I think herO's making a good enough attempt at this. I think the problem here for Serral is that he didn't get rid of that Colossus. So that Colossus is going to stand strong. herO is going to come out of this with a much better teched army. If Serral' rebuild is going to be focused on Roaches, I don't know if I love that for him. He's going to drop an Ultra Cavern as a follow-up now, but I just don't think this is going the direction he really wants it to. What's up, Lanchan? Thank you so much. 40-month resub on the Prime as well as we take a breather from that fight. Good defense from herO. I really feel like the abduct on the Phoenix, I wonder what he was trying to click that he hit the Phoenix for instead. Because there's no way he wanted to abduct the Phoenix in there. The Colossus would have been a major target. Again, the Immortals to the front was nice too. Obviously, the Storms being able to be used nice and quickly also helped out herO a whole bunch. Getting some damage onto that army right off the get-go was a big deal. Big positive for sure, as the Ultraless Cavern will be finishing in the next few moments. Get that Ultra Cavern up, and maybe that's a little bit of a shift in what you're building that can help you out a little bit. So I'm trying to work around a couple of different sides currently. We're just stepping up, the units going down, the Overseer going down as well. And abduct on that Immortal. It's going to be a second abduct to get the kill, but still value, and that's what you're looking for here as Serral. Efficient trades with an inefficient army. And then switching into Ultras at some point to try and maybe make a surging attack following the fight. Probably is most likely the go-to right now for Serral in this situation. So this spreading out. He does have a good amount of the map, taking a 5th base. Estes in production. Spire as well. Serral definitely knowing like this army he currently has is not going to work out. Ling stepping through Roach. Hydra going to be there. Hydra's get rid of the Prism on the left side. That's a major catch. As just these units over here, I'm not convinced they're going to be able to find a good escape plan. The Vipers can't get forward because of the High Temple either, so we're just going to lose units there. At least you don't have the Prism hitting your main base during this. That part really is the wonderful story for Serral, who has Infestors on. Ultras coming up, like I say, starting to enter a much later stage army now. Tightness about to finish. +3 at Carapace, +1 melee. Building up, couple of cannons in good positions, playing defense. still trying to push through. A couple of times they're going to shoot. Hydra's going to be there. I mean, that's a good defense from herO. I think Serral's happy to lose some of these units because he's looking to rebuild anyway. Let's see the link and nibble at this Nexus. So herO taking his own 5th base. herO just walks right across the map. This is nice unless these ultras really don't get answered well, which to be fair, I think there's immortals enough to deal with it. The Zealot's going to try and get through. Serral launching a counterattack of his own. Losing the base already is a bit rough. Now Serral does have the gold base on the far right of the map, so that's something you can mine from still. Gonna pop the cloak in here. The ultras are readying up their attack. Overseers are ready. In we go. Storms will not be as effective now. Fungal going down as well to stop the retreat. So the ultras really are able to connect on that army, and herO maybe not realizing just what was coming his way on the rebuild. And these ultras are going to run past the Tempest and just go across the map. Actually seen an ultra running in and killing a stasis ward there. One of the very few times you'll see a melee unit clearing out a stasis ward. As we get to the other side, it's the Tempest out of the issue. Now we're going to go Hydras though. The ultras have dealt with everything else. They're going to do major damage before the Tempest clean them up, and that is the problem. With Hydras on the rebuild as well, Tempests are not going to be too much of a threat for too long. Serral's follow-up attack is working. Nexus goes down. I mean, it's still just those Tempests, and he's losing all the Overseers. So he is going to be supply blocked. Gonna have to fix that. He already built a bunch of Hydras. Would be able to build more if he wasn't supply blocked, but the supply block is going to catch him for now. Like I say, that gold base is such a sweet little bonus for Serral. However, it is found now, and drones are untroubled from it. So the Oracle game able to get kills, not even a spawn position. More Tempests coming up. The Oracle's dealing damage, man. 9 workers going down. Serral building Corruptors. He realizes that his main threat to deal with right now is really just the Tempest. He dealt with everything else for the moment. Obviously, some of that will rebuild, but he's going to be building from the ground up, so Lings will get after the Nexus up over there. Just going to be seeing the Lings running back over again. We're just going to open up this space, open up these rocks, and just make this a more defendable area, a more mobile area, something you can move through and run through much more easily, much more comfortably. As a couple more Infestors get added on, the Corruptor still being added up as well. We take a moment to breathe. 15 minutes in here on Persephone. Serral is still maxed. He's rebuilt his drone count. His army composition is looking a lot better now. It's still very, it's very ultra heavy, and obviously hero's going to have more immortals added on to help deal with that. What I worry about is kind of the Tempest count, and I don't know which side I worry about it for. Is it too many Tempests? Is 12 Tempests too many? Does Serral have enough to deal with 12 Tempests? I feel like it's almost so many Tempests that maybe Serral doesn't have enough to actually fight those. And depends how it goes. Love the drop laws. That might be something to abuse the mobility of this army of the Protoss still. Be something we trend towards trying to handle. 5 drop lords coming about. Infestor on the way. +2 melee. Flyer Carapace. Gold base going to be under fire. Serral sees the importance in this location. Coming up, once the fungal grows, he's going to land a fungal on everything in the back. He wants to refungal that, no doubt. He is going to get it. The storm's coming through, though. Serral and herO are both losing a lot. Fungals again on the Tempest, and the Corruptors will just chase those down. Gonna go Observer hunting as well. Why the hell not? Wow, what a fight from Serral in the end. The Fungals were massive. Forced herO to commit to the fight. I wouldn't even say the fight was terribly bad for herO at first. It was just the fact he couldn't really reposition or micro during it. Drop lords here haven't even needed to be used. That was just such a good fight from Serral. Looking to maybe push himself to 3-1 in this series now, because that was a fantastic situation he just built for himself. Fungal on these Stalkers, they're going to get caught too. The Fungals are just not being answered. Finding no good way to get rid of them. All those Stalkers die. Pain, pain, pain. That supply you can't afford to lose as herO on the back of that previous fight. And Serral is looking to be a fight away from winning this game now, because that was a major, major swing point in this game. And them Ultras have been just absolutely feasting. Obviously, the, ability to kind of fungal and get those ultras on top of whatever they want to get on top of is super useful, and that has been an amazing part of this. We're gonna get an ultra drop into the main base. I love it. Ultras into the main base via the Dropper Lords. And the crowd truly goes wild as the Ultras dive on in. We're going to recall some units over here. We could lift and get out, but this is just going to open the right side base to attack, and that's going to be absolutely destruction mode. I think this is going to be... Yeah, I think this is just going to be it. I mean, you can't really lose this base here as herO. The mothership's coming off this base as well, so you're not going to get that out if the Nexus dies too soon. Ultras are just kind of figuring out if they want to hit the mineral line, want to hit the Nexus, so if they want to go after the units. They're going to start chasing some of the units down. They're going to turn them to the Nexus as well. A little bit of a split from Serral, who's just building 6 new Ultras. He right-clicks the Nexus. I like it because A, you want to get rid of it, and B, the mothership's coming up on it, right? So it's like a win-win if you get rid of it quickly, and then you just retreat, wait, go again. herO gets reduced down to 4 bases, and you have so many Ultras on the way. You can take another fight here in the near future, no doubt. Serral looking to break this through to a 3-1 advantage after 4 games. In a very aggressive series from Serral, a lot of these games are coming down to him trying to hit timing windows, attacks, you know, different ways of doing it each time, and a different variation of how aggressive we turn out to be, but definitely being on that kind of direction is we're not going to see this hatchery going down. A few more drones still going to stay at it as this gold base does drop. The problem is that herO's army is kind of stuck on this right side avenue. Recall is on cooldown, remember? I actually thought Serral was going to go up here with more than just the Lings, maybe some Ultras to try and trap this army in. We'll take a moment. He's going to finish up Neural Parasite as well. Not really a good way to deal with Neuraling Infestors on the map. I mean, we are going to have, what? No feedbacks available. Okay, 2 High Templar just got added in. There's just nothing at range which really deals with the Infestors anymore. 1 Tempest, right? So Neurals really do have a huge possibility of being game-defining here. Could be massive. Lings get through. Probe's in trouble. Army coming down that right side. In we go as the Ultras, well, they're going to come in behind the Neuraled Archons, but you're just going to go to town already. And just having the Archons to tank for you a little bit and open up with some damage is obviously amazing. As they come out of Neural, they are met in the face by Ultra Claws, swiping down on them. And in the end, Serral actually does kind of get pushed back because the Immortal count is pretty high. Those Archons are also pretty good, but 7 new Ultras on the way, more Lings coming up. I do believe Serral's rebuild should be plenty no matter what. We also have Fungals available still. We actually just still have Infestors in general to use. You're going to go for some more Neural Parasites as Lings come from the top side of the map. And with the Neurals especially, it's going to make this a bit too one-sided. And then we can attack down these units. While still Neural, the Archons especially will not be able to do anything. And herO has less than 90 supply, less than 80 supply even. This one should be getting called game anytime soon because at this point it's a little bit too far gone. herO is living on a prayer that Serral just forgot to have an economy behind all of this or something to that effect. Because truly we are a mile and a foot away from actually having any hope here. Nice little storm, hit a few Infestors. It's not going to matter. Serral takes the 3-1 lead. And herO, winner of this, qualifies to the offline finals. Of course, the loser of this will actually have a second chance that they wouldn't usually have because of Classic's forfeiture. The loser of this will get a second chance. They will play Zaun for a final slot in the offline finals. So, slight adjustment to the bracket there. As in the bottom right, herO is in must-win territory if he wants to make it work in this series, but he's just not being able to get the better of his opponent. Super fast probe across the map, and Serral plays in the top left-hand corner of the map. Our red circ. Thank you so much, Dominator, for the 54-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate you. Priming us up month after month. We appreciate it. We know why Classic forfeit. Apparently he has mild medical concerns. And he was advised not to travel. That's the reason we got given to give. Hatch just goes down to the 3rd location, so herO gets what he wants out of this early probe across the map, gets the hatchery blocked. We'll be happy with that. We're gonna hatch gas and pool coming up. Gateway on the way, probe is coming about. On this probe for the moment, because that's pretty much the excitement of the First couple of moments here, probe harassing. I wonder if herO tries to shift this in a big way himself. I wonder if herO sees an opportunity here to maybe try and do something a little different, a little bit more aggressive, or something to those, to that sort of signs. We'll wait and see. Stargate building up, no surprise there just yet. Stargate, Adept, Warp Gate, continue to come through. Just see that link speed still coming up. That's a couple shots coming through. Adept gonna go in after the hatch. Just gonna see the Oracle and the Warp Gate still building. Link speed about to be done. Brony's building through. Adept just gonna nibble at the hatchery. Nothing too major as the Oracle comes out. We'll go put some pressure onto the upper side of the map here and make something happen. See, Serral has been, again, pretty aggressive in this series. Even when it's been kind of a longer game, he's been kind of initially setting up for aggression and fights and trying to bring the fights to his opponent. Some Lings building through. Oracle coming about. Just going to see the couple queens firing. Oracle will take a few more shots. Soldier's just going to shoot at the Ovi. He's going to get killed. Rotron on the way up from Serral as well for the moment. Going to bring that through. Fun's coming about. Rotron will finish soon. +1 missiles on the way out. We just have the attack upgrade and charge all continue to come around for a few moments then. Bring that about. And yeah, +1 missiles, Rotron. All of that building through as a couple of extractors will finish very shortly. So expect coming by. A couple of adepts in the store. Going to go after those Zerglings. Serral poking around to try and see what's up. Leg coming in much more normally timed after we saw the game on Sandworm earlier. Serral playing that kind of 2-basey lair. As drone does not get to become the hatchery. Fourth hatch again denied a serious amount by these oracles. Same on the left side. Oh, he gets the hatchery down. herO didn't recognize the opportunity there. So he does get a couple drones, but did let the hatch go down. That maybe could have been denied a little. Stasis Ward dealt with handily. So trying to again minimize what these Stasis Wards can do. Praising his defense against the oracles typically, and I'm just going to try and see him continuing for that right now as the Queen does get caught in a stasis. A lot of zealots from herO back in the main. Charge has been the follow-up, and I wonder if he's just trying to catch Serral off guard with a ton of zealots. And if Serral doesn't recognize that that's coming, maybe he's not really prepared to actually deal with the fact that herO is just spamming early game units. The Lings scout here, but they don't really see much. +2 starts though, so Cell upgrade about to finish. That roach speed on the way. Hydra Den completing. Muscular augments will begin. I'm so intrigued as to what the... I mean, it is just a big attack from herO. At least it looks like a big attack. Serral building Hydras like he doesn't really want Hydras right now. He wants roaches. He wants things that can kind of tank. He needs to play a very defensive position here as these Zealots show up. This couple of Queens going to try and make their way across. Somehow we'll actually kind of get towards the left. Oh, Zealot's just going to leak through. It's looking very good for herO so far. Like I say, Serral's been looking to play a longer game, basically. 10 drones already down. A few Hydras going after the couple of Oracles out here, but those Zealots, if they get loose and they get into just good enough numbers, it's going to become tough. These Queens on the left side have been amazing, by the way. They stuck around for a long time. And Serral find a defense. 13 new roaches coming up. Hydra's trying to pull back into defensive positions. Drones will pull to try and help as well. We desperately need the roaches because they can just have the chance to maybe tank enough. But I just don't think it's going to be enough at all. GG says Serral. herO's attack is going to find Serral off guards. And that is going to be good for herO to take game number 5. And but I don't even know. The league I have Chase in is the league I don't pay as much attention to. It's also like a 16-man league. It's pretty miserable. It's pretty miserable, so I actually don't know who else I really have. I just know I have Chase. 16-man. Yeah, it's horrible. It's my RuneScape Clans Fantasy League, and I ran it last year, but I couldn't be bothered this year, and then someone else took it over, and they were just like, yeah, we'll just take as many people as want to play, and I'm like, but the crazier part is originally they had like 6 bench slots as well. I was like, no! I was like, you guys are going to have to like reduce the bench slots, and they're like, oh, great idea, and they reduced it to 5. I was like, that's not what I meant. I meant like take it down to like 2 or 3. Like make it fun, make it so there's players available. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, guys, let's get into game number 6 of Serral and herO. Serral leading 3-2. One map will send him through to Paris. herO needing to win 2 more back-to-back still. This doesn't feel super fun. Need to rely on. Dronies. It's going to be moving about, mining around. We'll hatch a little bit of everything coming in for a few moments. The drone pulling across. I'm going to go after a probe for a little bit as well. To take a few moments. ZvP on the Nexus coming online. They were mixing up with something a little weird that Serral was not really ready for in that last game. And to me, I really think that that's what we got to keep doing here as herO if we want to see success in this game. I think that's really the kind of route we need to kind of, like I say, keep on heading toward. Couple Queens, the few Lings, the Overlord coming about. Speed will be building. We just got that Queen coming through, a few drones on the way. Still going to poke at our Overlord for a couple of moments. And Twilight Council, a couple of probes, the Stalker and the Warp Gate, all building up for now. And we just have that over. He's still taking some steps up towards the top. Well, the probe is going to sit there underneath it. And that Overlord is going to go down as herO drops the Robo Facility on the back of the Twilight Opener. You can see Serral is desperately trying to find a way in for some info. These couple Lings get deflected too. Nothing starting just yet off the Twilight. It's going to be soon, though. 100 gas finishing. Surely that's just Glaive's time. Or we just build a Dark Shrine, and it's going to line up with the Prism to then be an Archon drop, which is also fairly uncommon. Serral's building a lot of Lings, a couple Stalkers on the map. He might feel a chance with no, with no Oracle out as well. He might see the chance to get something done with these Lings. I don't necessarily disagree. I think there may be a bit of an opportunity, so I don't hate it. The units of herO do join up together, though, and they're going to be choked for now. It doesn't mean he can't take a third base, and those Lings are going to keep him very honest on the fact he can't take a third base. And again, the Dark Shrine, the couple of gates continue through. Like I say, definitely a little bit of a weirder approach here from herO to kick this off. ends up going to be there. A couple Lings taking damage. He's trying to bait these Stalkers forward. They are not rising to the bait. They're not stepping too far forward at all. herO knows what could be lying in wait for him. He's absolutely making the correct call there. Serral has no detection, by the way. He has one Spore Crawler, so DTs could be annoying. He finally gets the Stalkers. Gonna get one, gonna get two. Ling to scout up. Adept is gonna shade back, realizing it might be in trouble. Battery starts to build, so just gonna pull out over here. The Prism's on its way across the map. Serral, again, just one Spore Crawler right now. Could really do with a little bit extra defensively and detection-wise. Because those DTs are about to warp in, and if that Spore is not in the best possible place, we're in trouble. It's going to relocate to the front of the natural. That means it could maybe walk toward the third, but it would have to walk toward the third here because the DTs are going to walk right in over here. Serral's preparation for the DTs is absolutely minimal. And the third hatchery, it's going to be in trouble, man. Two drones going down. We start new spores. We're going to relocate this Spore Crawler across. Obviously, we are going to want to make sure that the DTs get to go elsewhere. Those spores elsewhere probably do get to come online. So it's going to be a very clutchly timed defense, but it is going to be a defense out of Serral. Shouldn't lose too much more here. Spore gets protected by the Ling surround just about. Prism actually kind of low as well, and Serral will defend against the DTs with minimal damage taken. Obviously lost a couple workers initially, but after that he really did make this pretty much as clutch as it was going to be. And herO will not get through. That is really showing you the defense with the bare minimum. And look at that follow-up from herO. Shadow Stride on the way. Love this, though, from the Lings. They are out on the map, and they're going to make use of themselves. Cancels the third base, and keeping herO as a two-base Protoss for as long as possible is only going to benefit you. So the more we can do that, the happier we're going to be. A couple of DTs coming over. Shadow Stride still coming in. The probes and the pylon coming up. Flare, drones, Lings, all producing here. It is looking pretty good for Serral. I like where he's at. The leg gives him the overseers for mobile detection on the map as well. Like I said, I just don't know if herO's done enough. But maybe Shadow Stride and DT Blink will be an answer in the future. Maybe that gives him some opportunities. I'm super excited if it does, because that means we're in for a wild game if he starts finding chances with that, right? So we shall see. DTs sit underneath the Prism. And Blink building, Shadow Stride on the way. He's going to come across. There are the DTs in big numbers. Going to go for the Spore. We have an Overseer morphing, but just started to morph. So the DTs being in this higher number are going to be a problem. I mean, this hatchery will die. Here's the funny thing, is I actually think we can lose this hatchery and not be overly upset about it. Like you're not going to love it as Serral, but I wonder if this is still playable, because this is a commitment from herO that's extremely huge, and he does not exactly have a great follow-up. And he's still not killed a lot of drones. Serral's building a base on the 12 o'clock that drones can go to soon. Now there's Overseers out, DTs are not going to be anywhere near as much of a problem. He can morph them into Archons, but that's pretty much all he's going to be able to do with those. It's a very committed play from herO, which is why I feel like getting the hatchery may not even be the be-all and end-all, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Serral's not going to be loving losing it, but I still think it's a very playable game for Serral. Again, the Immortal's starting up. Serral about to have Roach Speed +1 missiles. I mean, his numbers is not exactly, he's not got an insane numbers count, because he has been dealing with DTs throughout, obviously mining disrupted. It actually puts us into a very interesting place right now. Very interesting. DT's going to blink back out down to the south. +1 and Blink both coming through. The additional Archons coming about. Robo Bay producing. Archons will start a strike. Obviously, Prism allows you to be aggressive with these for a little while. A few extra Stalkers and the Colossus coming up. Bringing that all online. As you just see the Burrow coming by. +1 missile attack coming through. Power Pace coming up as well. Burrow still very much so building in. Charge. Thermal Lens. +2 attack. Coming online as well. It's a lot of units from herO starting to come across. Is he really? I don't think he really wants to push, because he's got a lot of stuff coming up for the future. Maybe he feels like there's an opportunity here. Those rocks are very low. Do not want to get caught on the wrong side of that. Serral will just finish them off. Force him around the other direction, which Serral can take a good surround on. Good group spread out here for now as well, although that starts to get cleaned up. This will ensure that gets cleaned up as well. It's just going to knock that down. Again, Thermal Lance, the +2 and the charge, all still building into place. Roach Ravager starts to come down the right. Serral's about to be maxed, by the way. But he's against a very, like I say, pretty tech-heavy army. The Prism here can save this Archon. That's not a problem. The Ravagers get some good damage done. Serral's looking to be coming from all sides. Just pure Roach Ravager max. Can he do it? He's going to get some free biles off here onto the static defense, and that's huge. Being able to bile that without anything else going on is kind of a big deal, but again, he actually doesn't finish off those batteries, so they're still going to get value. Don't know if Serral's actually going to find what he needs to find here. Stalker's going to blink up. Roach is going to take damage. Roach on the bottom side at least will hit this 4th base and make this a little bit more of a struggle here for herO. Roaches do have to leave, but that was kind of their goal, just to get in, do a bit of damage, and step out of there. Coming back in now from the other side. Roach Ravager going to keep coming through. Some of those Stalkers in some trouble. Serral getting more upgrades as we go, but so is herO. Thermal Lance, an additional Colossus coming up. 2 Immortals on that right side going to shred as well. I'm just not sure if Serral really has the number advantage in high enough away to really make a Roach Ravager shove work. Prison speed's coming up, so herO doesn't feel too concerned. He's setting up into, utility-based upgrades. Prison speed, +2 attack. All getting added on here currently is the Evo Chamber. In the back there as well. These Roaches just step into a Colossus. There's no way you break through there. Serral's going to have to start the Infestation Pit up, but that's really not going to be great for him either. I mean, he can definitely realize that this is going a little bit wrong, unfortunately. He's going to see a few more Corrosive Vials coming up. Pylons will go down. Going to be seeing another Corrosive Vial. That Pylon will get jumped on. Battery coming through as well. The Roach Ravager still breaking forward. The Stalker's in a little bit of trouble. A couple more Corrosive Vials drop into place. Prism lifts up the Colossus. Serral really trying to send this here. Supply has taken a bit of a swing in his favor, so maybe this continued aggression is finding a little bit of something. His main army back out to the center of the map. It's the Colossus count that I worry about. I just don't see what you really do against this. I mean, the Hive on the way, but we're a mile away from really getting Vipers out. What he is going to do is he's got a lot of the Protoss army still to the left, and he's going to jump on everything on the right side now, where there's only one Colossus. herO out of position here. Corrosive Vials are going to force the Stalkers to blink, but they actually eat the Biles. Messy stuff now. The Colossus gets saved. Look how far away the rest of this army is. herO lost track of where Serral was at. Biles landing again, hitting those Stalkers hard. Is it enough for Serral? What's crazy is that it might not be. A lot of probes going down. Reinforcements are getting caught a little bit. I mean, this is just turning into a messy affair. Both Serral and herO lost a lot, realistically still. Stalkers still getting dropped. Archon getting forced to lift up again. A couple of Mortals coming through. Colossus still firing. Roach Ravager taking hits. Serral loses a lot on the retreat, which is his biggest problem. Retreating away, he's going to lose a lot of units. The Stalkers blink up. herO will chase. I just don't think Serral's going to ever have the units he needs to really make this work, right? Like, he's playing Roaches still. There's 3 Colossus. There's 3 Immortals. This army is just so tech-heavy. I just don't think Roach Ravager gets it done. There was a few moments where I looked hopeful, but he just never took enough of an army advantage. And it really feels as though this is going to turn into GG's. And herO will force a Game 7 of this best of 7 here against Serral. Colossus just going to laser beam down. I mean, this hatchery will go down. Serral clearly feels like he has to fight this. A couple Corrosive Vials do land. I mean, that's going to give you a chance maybe, but even then it's not going to be a huge chance. He does get rid of one Colossus. The Mortal's going down. Roaches on the other side. Both players have lost a serious amount of work. There's a Prism to micro with as well, so we shouldn't actually lose these Colossus. Please don't lose them. Oh, he loses one Prism! Getting Bile down as well. We're 1 Bile off from killing the Prism. Oh my god, like, he's so close to making it work because he's done so much eco damage. herO does not have a lot of economy. If that Prism had died there, it might have been enough. It might still be enough for Serral, to be honest. 20 army supply lead when the Protoss army is now 1 Colossus, 1 Immortal. Like, now it feels like the Roaches might be a little bit better off. A few more Ravagers on the way in. You just want to bile that Prism down. That Prism is such a lifeline here for the Protoss. Currently having to bile down the force fields, open up some space. Spines on the high ground. herO's basically all in, which means that the Spines are an amazing addition as well. Going to relocate as herO goes around the other direction. Warping of Stalkers, but Serral is out-mining herO, which means that he is getting more. He's got a far-right base. That's going to be a major lifeline to him. Here we go. Spinecrawler's going to have to help. The Immortal is in the front. It's going to have to micro that back. Now the Colossus may be targetable, but Serral decides to back up instead. Gonna take a couple more moments. No opportunity to bile just yet onto the Prism. Oh, we're gonna blink forward his herO. He's gonna go in for this. The Immortal needs to be saved. Is it enough right now? herO is going for the Ravagers. The Spinecrawler is starting to drop. The Immortal does go down. That's a huge factor. The Colossus is going to be saved by the Prism again. Drones are going to pull because it's that close of a game. But there goes the Colossus. And without that, surely there's less of a chance here from herO, who is just on Stalkers against a Roach Mass. And I don't think herO can do it. The Prism has to evacuate away the Stalkers. And it looks as though the Roach Ravager of Serral is going to get it done. These Roaches on the other side have been killing probes throughout. Only 23 probes remain. We're going to warp in a DT to just go for a Hail Mary. I tell you what, Serral mining off that right-hand side is such a big deal. That's such a huge factor. Absolutely massive. What a game from Serral. I mean, the Stalkers are going to try and do what they can, but the reality is there. It is written on the wall that Serral is just going to have the numbers now, because herO was so committed to this attack. A DT shows up, find this right side base is nice. Overseer actually has to morph, so that's a problem. It's a question of, is it enough overall? Chasing down drones. Serral is up by 20 workers, having to deal with aggression on two sides is, yeah, genuinely being a little bit of the issue right now. I mean, herO doing what he can to bring himself back, building probes behind this, but now Serral has a ridiculous amount of army. And realistically, Serral should just be able to walk across the map and force a fight, because herO's not built anything good for a long time. No Colossus, no Immortal, no Archons, none of the stuff that would have made this truly, good. And this Roach Ravager army is going to come straight down across the other side. Stalker's there, going to take some hits. The Roaches keep pushing through. Pylon, the battery, taking some damage. Nexus going to be in trouble as well. Just going to be seeing that Pylon drop, and the Stalker's in trouble. Probes keep going down. This should be enough for Serral to get herO to get out of this game. It was very close, but man, Serral, as somehow he always does, is going to find a way. He might lose this base on the right side. I don't know if that necessarily matters with how much Serral has. Yeah, herO agrees it's not going to matter. GG, what a game, what a result. Serral takes it 4-2 over herO and will qualify to the top